Whistle review. Even this heated rivalry. Star can't rescue this lazy creature feature. Whistle starts immediately in the horror as we follow a teenage boy, Mason, Stephen Cullen, at school, seeing a burnt man that no one else can. All alone, the thing grabs him, and he is set on fire, turning into the humanoid monster that latches onto him and refuses to let go. Right after, Chris, Keen, a dark, quieter girl who never smiles, is introduced. She's new to town, having gone through a traumatic experience in her life that's left her father dead. The only people she knows are her cousin, Rel, Sky Yang, and an old friend, Ellie, Nelise. Keen's wide eyes portray Chris's deep sadness, but this isn't the timid girl. When one of the jocks, Dean, Jaleo Swaby, makes fun of her, she doesn't think twice about giving him a swift knee to the crotch. Things are already bad enough for Chris, and to make matters worse, she's given Mason's locker, where she finds a mysterious whistle in the shape of a skull. In detention, she shows it to her teacher, lovingly named Mr. Craven Frost, and within no time, they're able to decipher that this is a whistle which should never be used. This is a horror movie, so Chekhov's gun insists the whistle must be blown, and because these are teenagers, that's exactly what they do. Without giving away what the whistle is and what it does, the movie does that quickly enough on its own. Bad things are awakened by anyone who hears the whistle's blare. Something impossible comes for its young victims, leading to a frantic fight to find a way to stop it before everyone in its way is dead. If that summary sounds familiar, it is. Whistle is an amalgamation of better movies like Talk to Me, It Follows, and so many other supernatural horror plots where teenagers who keep making the wrong choice are stalked by something not of this world. That can be okay by itself, with nothing extra added, if done right, as horror, more than any other genre, succeeds by creating comfort movies, the type that aren't all that scary or inventive, but are a nice, warm blanket on a lazy day. Whistle could be another forgettable entry in this format, but because of its cast, it's understandable to be intrigued and expect more. That's where Whistle fails first. Hardy does an adequate job with his directing duties, not trying to be too cute with his shot choices, and simply letting the story play out in a timeline that is our own, but feels so much like the 1990s. However, Hardy, along with Egerton's script, gives the characters so little to do. Daphne Keane, Sophie Nelise, Alexandra Shipp, Katie Douglas, and Hassie Harrison tease IFC's must-see genre titles. Chris spends most of the movie mellow and showing little emotion. Kudos to Keane for making the character worthy of investing in when she does show an awkward zest for life, despite having lost so much. She cares about people, she wants a second chance, and as an audience member, that's all we need. Yet outside an eventual explanation of what happened to make her so tragic, Chris doesn't have much to do but either sulk in the first act or run out scared in the third. It's not any better for Sophie Nilise's Ellie. She has such an expressive face, which makes her so terrifying in Yellow Jackets. But in Whistle, she's a one-dimensional character with little background. She exists because she needs to, so Chris has someone to interact with. That's it. Nick Frost as Mr. Craven gets little screen time, so don't get used to him. In a teenage-driven horror movie, he's the older teacher there to explain the antagonist to us before falling away. This isn't his movie, and it's incredibly disappointing to see someone so skilled be undervalued. The best character of all is actually Chris's cousin, Rel. He's a good kid who looks out for his cousin without judging her. That's not his only value to the script either. Rel has his own character separate from the lead story, a boy in love with someone who doesn't love him back. And although a nerd to some, looks like an absolute badass at a party when he dresses up as Revenger, the crow-like character he created for his comic book. He'll be there to fight by Chris's side, but Whistle should have kept him cemented in the forefront the entire time. Whistle is seriously hindered by any lack of true tension, a letdown achieved by Egerton's lazy script, falling victim to damn near every trope of the genre. Of course, the lead character has a dead parent. Every other horror movie relies on that. That can be overlooked if done right due to trauma being such an effective theme in scary movies. However, Whistle has every predictable move there is. Do you want an expert who can explain what the whistle is? Check with Mr. Craven, although he has a nice line about how internet searches ruin the fun. Do you want someone introduced out of the blue who has experienced all of this themselves, allowing them to name all the rules and what the creature is called? Big check again. The most unforgivable tropes are with the supporting characters of Grace, Ali Scovby, and Dean. Grace is there to be the stereotypical hot blonde who is all about being popular and looking good when it comes to her pivotal scary scene that has her in a bikini. Although one moment in particular is unexpected for her characterization, it's not enough to make up for the scene of Grace in the dark outside, hearing a scary noise, and, wait for it, exploring the source while she calls out and says, "This isn't funny." The most cringeworthy character, however, belongs to Dean. He's the jock, which we know because he has the jacket all jocks wear in high school movies. The first time he meets Price, he immediately starts mocking her past trauma like an over-the-top 80s teen flick baddie. Who really talks this way? It happens again and again with him to the point of infuriation. Whistle wants to scare you, but only offers predictability and mostly unrealistic characters not worth caring about. The best thing Whistle has going for it is that the monster is actually pretty creepy, and the rules created behind what it does are intriguing enough. The gore and death scenes are effective, pulling in the viewer as the character building pushes them away. Whistle has enough entertainment to make it a decent watch if you're bored enough. Just don't expect Talk to Me, It Follows, or the like, which took perceived expectations and turned them on their heads. Whistle is content to simply stay in its rigid lines. Remove a few good scares, and AI could have made this one. Whistle comes to theaters on February 5. A creepy creature isn't enough to save a script filled with stereotypes.